Valentine's DIYs that will make you fall in love with Dollar Tree. I'm Jamie, the crafty DIY guy. Welcome back to my channel. All right, everyone, and for this first DIY, I am going to be using this Believe sign that is left over from Christmas. I also have this tiny felt heart that was actually grabbed from another DIY. And then I have this sheet of wallpaper that I found at Dollar Tree that I'm absolutely obsessed with. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove the backing on this sign. Now, a lot of times people will remove that front plate and then just kind of cut their wallpaper or their covering or whatever to fit the back. But the backing of the sign actually comes off as well. And just take a little bit of a screwdriver or something and just use a little bit of pressure and work your way down. For this one, we're not concerned if we're going to tear that paper or not. So just, get it apart and then take any of those excess pieces there that are kind of hanging on for dear life and get rid of those. That way you have a nice, clean, smooth edge. Now, I'm actually not going to be painting that Believe sign because I like the red. I like the wood tone. I just don't like this Christmassy background. So I'm just removing some of the paper here. I'm really just removing some of the pieces that are just kind of hanging on. And, as you peel one away, you've got more that are kind of hanging on. So get that as flat as you can, and then we are going to start using our wallpaper to cover that up with. Now, I am just kind of taking my pen here and just tracing around my shape. I did kind of figure out the place on the wallpaper that I liked the best. I do like a lot of the color blue, so I'm trying to get as many colors of blue in this because this is actually something that's going to go in my office, and I'm going to use this as kind of year-round decor. Even though this is not traditional Valentine's, I believe in love, and I believe that my love is out there somewhere. So I am making this sign for my space. Now, I went ahead and peeled the backing off of that wallpaper, and then I'm just sealing it down on that board. And as you can see, everything is covered really nicely. This wallpaper is actually really, really good from Dollar Tree. I was super, super happy with this. Now, go ahead, and as you can see, when it is lined up, it's going to look really, really good, and it's going to be really fun. I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to add some glue very quickly around the edges of this Believe sign. And then I'm going to take my sign and I'm going to glue it down to the backing there. Just go ahead and make sure that you have a decent covering of glue because you obviously want this to stay on there, and you want to make sure that this is good and sturdy, of course, for your project. I then just took my red felt heart and I added it as the period on the Believe sign. That way I had a Valentine's oriented sign here that was made with a Christmas sign. I wanted to also be able to hang this, and I decided to go ahead and take these unfinished wood beads. Now, I had some that were in two different color wood tones, which I thought were going to be perfect with the sign itself. I added a little bit of hot glue on the end of my twine there just to make sure that that was nice and stiff. And then I'm going to go ahead and alternate my two different wood tone beads here and just go ahead and get this set up where I can hang this. Now, once I've got the beads at the length that I like, I'm going to go ahead and just flip this over, and then on the back there, all I'm going to do is just take my string, I'm going to cut it down, I'm going to remove that sticker that was on there, and I am going to just add some hot glue and then also some tape and just glue this down. That way I've got the tape holding it as well as the glue, making sure everything is nice and sturdy, and when it's all done, I've got this great sign that shows me that I believe in love. Next DIY definitely has more of a farmhouse kind of a feel to it. I'm using this wooden arrow, some of this lavender pieces, this kind of metallic looking tile that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and also this great galvanized heart. Now, the galvanized heart is beautiful in itself, but I want to make it a little more dimensional. So I am going to be using this adhesive tile, and I'm just going to take my heart, I'm going to stick it directly down like you see me doing here. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim away that excess. Now, I centered that heart for a reason because the pattern in that tile is going going to be really, really beautiful with the way that it's kind of set up on that heart. So when it's all done, you've got this great looking heart. And what's really cool about this is that you've still got this other side if you really wanted to use this for something else. Now, once I've got everything set, I'm going to take my Dremel and I'm going to cut my arrow in half. The arrow itself is a little short for the metal heart. So I'm going to cut this in half. That way I can give that effect of that arrow shooting through the heart. And of course, the Dollar Tree sticker on the back is holding everything together. Sometimes those stickers will not come off for anything. Now I'm taking my Waverly Antiquing Wax. Yes, my jar is long overdue. I'm using all the last little bits that I can. And I'm just going to use a paper towel here and I'm just going to apply my Waverly Antiquing Wax and just make sure that I've got a nice, good covering on all of that. And then because I'm using the paper towel, it's kind of breaking up a little bit. So going to keep folding it around until I have everything covered. Now for the edges itself, because that wood is a little more rough, I did go ahead and grab a brush and I'm just going to put a very, very heavy coat of my antiquing wax kind of right along the actual edges of that arrow itself. I'm doing that because I want the coverage, and also I did want this very dark, so it had a really cool transition. I'm going to go ahead and take my heat gun, then I'm just going to kind of wipe away any of those miscellaneous pieces of my paper towel that came off before. And now we're going to go ahead and get our arrow set up with our heart. Now I decided to just make my arrow go kind of through the center, kind of left to right, because I am going to be hanging this. There's also a lot of varieties, obviously, that you can play around with that. And you'll see that little bit of space that I left in the middle there does kind of make it perfect for the kind of right size that I was visualizing for this heart. Now, once I've got it glued down, because that is metal, sometimes metal and hot glue don't really work too well together, so I am going to also use some of my tape here, and we're just going to make sure that this is held into place. That way it doesn't fall down. And now for my lavender sprigs, I'm going to go ahead and just create a spray with these. And all I'm going to do is take 6 of these kind of pieces of lavender and just literally combine them to create a swag. I've got 5 off of this stem, and then I went ahead and just cut another one off of another bundle that I had. And I'm just going to bring the ends together. I'm going to make sure that I've got 3 on either side, and I'm going to play around with kind of the placement and the stems. And then eventually I will trim down those stems another time to make sure that they are as close together as possible. And then I'm just going to take a very simple piece of twine and just kind of bundle that and tie that all together. Now it does... I probably went a little short with my stems here, but it's okay because it ended up working out fine. You just got to play around with it, finesse it a little bit, and then once you've got your twine, you can tie that into a bundle and it will stay sturdy. Now that I've got that bundle all set, I'm going to take a piece of gingham ribbon and I'm going to tie a little bow to kind of tie all of that together. I've got the twine, which kind of is rustic. I've got the bow, which I really like, and then I did end up using a piece of twine to also hang this. I love the way that this turned out, and this is Valentine's decor that you can use all year round. My next DIY is going to be incorporating this love heart that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I actually found this around Christmas time. I really like this, but it does have this kind of shellac coating to it, so I am going to sand this down as much as I can. I will say, I think if I were to do this project again, I would use a regular like electric sander and really, really sand that down, or maybe even use this side here instead of that white side. I did have a little bit of a problem with the paint adhering to this, but you'll see kind of what I ended up doing to make it work. So the first thing I did was just spray paint my heart white. This actually went on fine. I had no issues at all. Now I've got it elevated on that cap. That's a spray paint cap that I'm using because I'm going to be doing an acrylic pour. Now for the paint itself, I used that Rust-Oleum 2x white. And then I am going to be using acrylic pouring paint from Arteza. Now, Arteza also makes this that's got all the kind of liquid and all the ingredients that you need for an acrylic pour. But Dollar Tree also does sell an acrylic pouring medium that you add to acrylic paint. So once you've got that kind of mixture all set up, that chemical that's in there prevents your paints from actually bleeding together. So you can literally just pour this, and you can do kind of an abstract idea or an abstract design, kind of like I'm doing. And what's really cool about this is that once you've got that paint out and you've got everything kind of poured into the design, you can do this on a canvas, you can do this on a lot of different really cool things. Then you're just going to kind of manipulate it. You can leave it exactly how it is and just let gravity take over, or you can do what I'm doing here and just kind of tilt it and play around with it, and you can see how the colors are dripping. And then once it is all dried, it is beautiful. Now this took about 72 hours to dry because of that kind of shellacked coating there, but it did finally end up drying. So I really, really like the way that this turned out. This DIY is going to be super, super easy. I've got this great jar that has this really cool iridescent color to it and this great metal cap that's in a gorgeous copper color. However, I'm going to paint mine. I am painting it this bright apple red from Rust-Oleum, and I'm just going to give this a couple coats, and then once this is dried, I'm going to take it inside and I'm going to fill my jar up with my favorite candy, this Ferrero Rocher, or however you say it. And when you're putting this in, you want to make sure that you're putting this in so that gorgeous gold foil color is coming through, because as you can see, it's really picking up and bouncing off of that iridescent color. And I love the way that this looks. And because this is my favorite candy, of course I love it. Now I just screwed the top on. I also added one of those wooden heart stickers from Dollar Tree. And then I simply just took a piece of ribbon, tied it around the top, and boom, you've got the cutest little gift that you can give to a neighbor or loved one. This would also make a great teacher's gift. A lot of really fun ideas and gift ideas that you can do with this. This next DIY idea is actually still from Dollar Tree, but this came from the Dollar Tree Plus section. This is a Tic Tac Toe board that is a heart Tic Tac Toe board, and I'm going to take all of these little heart pieces out, and also the board itself. The hearts are kind of made of like an MDF, and the actual board thing is made out of wood. I'm taking my hearts out. I'm taking half of the hearts and I'm spray painting them white. It comes with 10 hearts. And then the other ones I'm going to spray paint red, because I'm wanting this to be very kind of quintessential Valentine's, if you will. And after I've got 2 coats of white paint and 2 coats of red paint, those hearts are going to be ready to go. For the actual tic-tac-toe board, or the tic-tac holder, or whatever we want to call this, I'm going to be using this gold glitter paint, because I feel like if it's Valentine's Day, it's sparkly, it's fun, you got to have glitter. Now, if you are using this glitter spray paint, I will tell you, go slow and just be patient, because I probably, if I would have spray painted this white and then went onto it with the gold, it might have been better. This took about 3 coats, and because it is glitter, you're going to want this to set up first before you start adding on a whole bunch of paint. So low and slow, go slow with it, enjoy the process, and then you've got this gorgeous gold tic-tac board, or tic-tac-toe board, and boom, you're done. I love the way this looks. I think that this would be beautiful if you turn this into conversation hearts. You can have a lot of really fun ideas with this tic-tac-toe board, but I just wanted to make mine very classic, and I love it. This next one is a super easy idea. I've got this kind of lunchbox container, if you will, and this could be an easy gift that you give to a neighbor. I've got some hard candy, I've got some different ribbons, and we are going to fill this up with candy. Now, what's so cool about this little container is it actually has 3 different compartments. You've got the kind of left side, you've got the right side, and then there's like this smaller center piece that's really cool. Now, I'm just going to fill it up with my favorite candy. I am putting some red all on one side, and then I'm going to fill the opposite side up with gold. And then because it does have this other little piece here, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to add these red and white candies in here. So we've got some peppermint, we've got some butterscotch, and we've got some cinnamon. And then once that is filled, I'm just going to go ahead and put this all back together. And then for the actual ribbon itself, I wanted to cover up that gray and still make it functional. I didn't want to spray paint it, so I am going to just use these little glue dots from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to take this red velvet ribbon and just wrap this around the center. We're going to completely cover this, and get this going. And then I'm going to take my mesh ribbon. I'm going to cut off a nice generous piece. I'm going to double it up, and then I'm going to triple it up. So I've got a fairly decent kind of hefty amount. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to tie it around the actual ribbon itself, or around the velvet portion, which you can see kind of there in the background. Now, I am taking more of this twine and this, not twine, this mesh ribbon, and I'm going to create one of those zip tie bows that Jen keeps talking about from A Little Bit of Common Crazy. If you haven't seen this technique, definitely check it out. She's got a really cool technique, and Jen, I'm giving it a try for the first time, so we will see how it goes. Now, I have the biggest zip ties you could ever find. Like, I think these are for like kidnapping somebody. I found these at Dollar Tree. They did not have a smaller version, and I just kind of went with it. Now, the great thing about it is you are kind of covering up that centerpiece, so you don't have to worry about that. Go ahead and just fluff out your bow. Jen, I think I need to work on mine a little bit more, maybe watch your video a few more times, but I don't know. I love the way that this looks, and I think that this was a brilliant idea that you came up with. So once you've got your zip tie bow here, now I'm just going to go ahead and just tie this down, and you've got the cutest little candy filler. And what's great about this is that they can use this container for their lunchbox. They can use it for anything. This would be so cute to give to a neighbor. It's very easily to, stick in the doorway. You're not supposed to stick it in the mailbox, but if you got a cool mailman, maybe you can get away with it. But anyway, I love the way that this looks. Now, this next DIY definitely leans more towards Farmhouse. I found this great gingham drink container from Dollar Tree. The jar is actually glass, which I think is fantastic. And I'm going to fill it with these heart-shaped marshmallows that my friend grabbed me. So, if you had hot chocolate powder, you could definitely pour that in there and then fill it with these marshmallows. You could put they have some heart-shaped hot chocolate bombs that you could put in there, and you could then add more marshmallows to it. You could put candy in here. You could do a lot of different things with this. And what I don't advise is you spilling all your marshmallows all over your work surface like I'm doing, and then give this to somebody. You want to keep it clean, but this one's staying in my house, so I'll make sure I wash my marshmallows, I guess, beforehand. So once you've got your marshmallows or your candy or your jewelry or whatever you want to fill inside there, I'm going to go ahead and continue the Farmhouse and add this great ribbon to it. Now, I just took my ribbon and just tied a very simple bow and tied it right around the base of the straw. And then for the kind of additional Valentine's I wanted to add one of these unfinished heart stickers that I grabbed from Dollar Tree, or that my friend grabbed me, and boom, you've got the cutest little drink container with some fun treats inside. Now, this next DIY, I'm going to incorporate those bags that my friend got me, as well as these amazing socks. You know that this is a gift for me, to me, from me. And I'm taking the treat bag. I added what did I add in there? The Hershey's Kisses. And then I added 2 pairs of these socks. And then I'm just going to very simply just tighten the drawstring up and tie a little bow at the top. And you've got a cute little gift package that you can give somebody. Now, an alternative that you can do for this is to also take this little red bucket. And so for the bucket itself, I'm going to take that and then I'm going to stuff it with socks. I'm going to also fill it with my Hershey's Kisses. And then, boom, you've got another really cute bag idea that you can have as a gift. And again, this is great for a loved one, great teacher's gift. There's a lot of really cool, fun things that you can do with it. Now, this next DIY is going to be we'll call this a Be Mine box. Now I'm going to use this box. I'm going to use these Hershey Kisses. And then I made some fun little romantic gesture thingamabobs that you can include in here. Now you could do these on construction paper. You could do these on, some cardstock. You could make these nicer. I'm not giving this to anybody, so I'm just using good old-fashioned paper, and I'm just going to cut these out into strips, and we're going to fold these and mix these in with our Hershey's Kisses. And the idea is that you give this box to your loved one. They can pick out a couple of kisses, and then they can pick out what their kind of romantic gesture that they get to kind of cash in, if you will, that night or that day or that week, however you want to do it. By the way, there are about 14 kisses in this box between the two bags there. So you've got some fun ideas that you can do. You can also make those little sayings be, anything really that you want to. That is totally up to you, and it's up to your creativity. Now, you can take those little pieces of paper, you can fold them up smaller, you can do all kinds of fun things with them. Now, I'm also taking one of these glittery wood stickers and just adding it to the front just to give the box a little bit of pizzazz. It does have that little Velcro top, which helps keep it closed, which is great. I'm going to take this a step further, and I'm going to wrap it in some of my mesh ribbon, and I'm just kind of creating a very simple top to this. I'm taking my gingham ribbon there, and I'm just tying a bow in it, and when it's all done, you've got the cute, this little Be Mine box with some little romantic surprises on the inside. Now, this DIY is kind of more of a gift idea. So you've got a loved one, and we've got some themes going on here. We've got some family movies, we've got some love movies, some romantic movies. You've got some movie popcorn and Twizzlers and Cracker Jacks and all kinds of great things. And then I had this great popcorn bucket that was left over from my Christmas DIYs. And then my friend picked up these popcorn kind of individual buckets while she was out. So I've also got this decorative shred that I'm going to be adding into my popcorn bucket. Now, for the popcorn bucket itself, you need to fill that with something, whether it's newspaper or crumpled up tissue paper, really whatever you want to do. I'm just going to stuff a shirt inside here because this is going to me, from me, for me. So, I get my shirt back, but I'm going to then add the popcorn into this bag, and you could use bag popcorn, you could use box popcorn, you can use anything. Then I'm going to fill up the rest of it. Now I'm going to take my decorative shred and I'm going to actually use about half of this bag. The great thing about this stuff is that it really expands. There's quite a bit of shred in these little bags. You won't think that it's very much, but you'll be surprised, especially once you kind of start spreading it around like I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm not even using really half of the bag, and it's already got a lot of volume to it, which is really, really good. And for that, I'm just going to kind of spread it around and fill up my basket here, or my popcorn bucket. And then I'm going to take my leftover shred, just kind of put it aside there, play around with the fluffiness factor of this here, and then we're going to start adding in our other goodies. Now, I've got the two movies, which I'm going to put in the back. We're going to call this a family night movie. There's a movie for the kids, there's a movie for you and your loved one, and there's some treats in there for everybody to enjoy. Now, this could easily be something very, very cool for the kids. Now, I almost forgot, I do have these individual popcorn buckets as well. So I'm going to add those also into my basket and just kind of work them in there, and then work that shred around everything. And then I'm going to put my Twizzlers in there. You can use some different little glue dots, which I've got right here. These are from Dollar Tree. They've got their double-sided tape on them, and they're actually really cool, and they're great for using for gift baskets like this in particular, because you can kind of position those movies or those snacks or whatever you've got in a better way. And it's great too, because then they won't slide around on you and won't move around a whole lot. Now, once you've got everything in position and you're happy with that, you can go ahead and start finishing the rest of your basket. So I'm going to play around with the movies and the Twizzlers and everything. Twizzlers, by the way, are my absolute favorite snack when I go to the movies. I'm also going to add some shred into my individual buckets there, and then I'm going to add my Cracker Jack in there also. We're going to save that other box of Cracker Jacks for me for later. And then I have this great kind of spray that I picked up that has these fun balloon-esque kind of hearts on them. They're made of styrofoam. They're glitter. I really loved the way that these looked and thought that they'd be super cute just to put in the side of the bucket right here. And then for that, because there's a clip on the end of it, you could actually clip that to whatever you've got on the inside of the basket. Like I could literally clip that to my shirt that's down underneath there if I really wanted to, and it would keep everything in place. And then for the actual candy, I'm just adding more of those Ferrero Rochers and getting this all ready to wrap. Now the cellophane the cellophane bag from Dollar Tree is pretty easy to use. All you have to do is just kind of position your basket to where it's flat on your countertop and then bring the wrap up all around it. I did tape up the sides and then I added a very simple bow to the top, and boom, you've got the cutest little gift basket. This could be really fun to do for kids. You could leave these out almost like an Easter basket. I think that there's a lot of really fun ideas that you can do with this, and I love the concept of it too. We're going to take one of these rainbow wreaths that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. It has this center heart in it, which I am going to discard and push to the side. Also, I grabbed this sparkly kind of styrofoam wreath that I grabbed at Dollar Tree as well. I thought that these could be nice if they were combined together. So first, I went ahead and just removed that hanger tab from that wreath itself. And then this guy, you can actually bend it a little bit. If you bend it too much, it's going to snap, but don't worry about it because it won't fall apart. I did learn that when I bent mine because it did snap. And all you're really doing is just gluing this heart inside of it. Literally, it is that easy. So all you have to do is take a little bit of hot glue and literally add it to the point there in the center of where you pulled your hanging tab out. And add a little bit of hot glue on the sides here, and then glue it together. Glue it together from the top, and then you'll also kind of repeat the process towards the bottom of the heart, and it will hold together just perfectly. Then we're going to take one of these Crafter Squares arrows, and I am going to actually paint this black. I'm not in a very lovey mood this year because I'm single, I guess, and I'm going with the black arrow through my heart. But you could certainly do gold or silver or something sparkly if you wanted to. I am just going to do a couple coats of my black chalk paint on this, and then as you will see, I'm going to pull out my saw and start hacking this in half. Not because I am not optimistic about love, but because I want the arrow to go through the heart. So to do this, we're just going to flip this heart over on its backside, and as you will see, I'm just going to apply some hot glue directly onto that styrofoam wreath and hold that in place. And when it's all done and dry, this is what you've got for the front door. I actually do really like this and probably will end up going and painting this arrow gold. Maybe. And for my second project, we're going to take one of these hearts that you can pick up from Crafter Square at Dollar Tree. Also, I found this twine, and I really like the red and white twine, so I'm going to be using that. I have these beads that are left over from Christmas, so I'm going to be using some of the white beads and the red beads. And then I'm going to be using some of this Arteza acrylic paint to paint the heart with. First thing I'm going to do is take this guy out and then put it aside because I remembered that I need to paint that heart first. I painted that heart with that red color, and I do love these Arteza paints because they are typically just one coat, which is great. And for a project like this, it is perfect. And they also dry really, really fast. After my heart dried, it was time to go ahead and start stringing my beads. I'm going to take my twine and I'm actually gluing two of the ends together. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because it will go together much, much easier, as you can see here. Now, my string is doubled through there, and then I'm going to bring my 4 points together. Hopefully that is making sense. And I'm going to add more hot glue to make sure that I have a nice kind of stiff end there so I can thread my beads. It actually is a great trick and works out really, really easily. Once all of my beads were threaded, I just tied a simple tassel at the end of it, and I have my decorative heart accent. This is a great way to add an accent to any of your current knickknacks. I think it would even be a fun way to maybe give a special gift to your loved one. What do you guys think? And since we are doing love and rainbows and unicorns here, I might as well show you this other project that I did. I actually did this a while ago. I took one of these Crafter Squares unicorns, add some pom-poms. I grabbed some pom-poms in these rainbow colors and then also some plain white pom-poms. And my thought is that we could decorate a unicorn together. This was an old project that I did quite a while ago. And for whatever reason, I just never posted the video. So now you guys get a little bonus DIY here with this one. I am going to go ahead and just start gluing the pom-poms down. I'm going to do all of the white pom-poms as the main of the, or as the, I guess the fur, the main body part of the unicorn. And then for the mane of the unicorn, I am going to be using those rainbow colored pom-poms that you saw in that other bag there. I did grab all of those from Crafter Square Dollar Tree, by the way. And then once I had all of the mane and everything done, it was time to do the unicorn's horn. I thought that it would be great to add a little bit of sparkle to this. So for the horn itself, I am going to be using a piece of this scrap paper. This is a blue glitter paper, and I thought it would be perfect for the unicorn's horn. And then for an eyeball, I just added a gold bead to the center, and you've got a very simple unicorn. My next DIY, we're going to be taking these grapevine hearts that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. I thought that these would be pretty cool if we could turn them into garland. The good thing about these is that they actually come apart pretty easily. They are just wrapped at the base there with some very simple wire, and it kind of looks like this here. All you have to do is just kind of gently pull apart at the bottom of the heart, and the wire will start to come loose. You can grab the wire and just kind of unwire it a little bit. And then once you have another heart, you can interlock it and start wiring everything back together. Just repeat that with however many pieces of this this grapevine wreath heart that you want to use. And as you will see, it creates kind of a cool garland once you've got it all together. I really like this, and I think it's super cool, and I could see using this all year long. All right, and for my last project, we're going to be using one of these Dollar Tree wood signs. I actually really loved the saying that this one had on it. I did not love the color combo, unfortunately, so I'm going to be painting over that. I have these oversized letters that I picked up from Amazon. I will remember to link them in the description box below for you if you want to grab some of these. I've actually really loved working with these. They've been super versatile. So for this sign, I'm going to be taking my love letters, and I'm going to be gluing them on top of this. After everything dried, I took it outside and I spray painted it a midnight navy. I really do love the way that this sign turned out. I think what I like best about it is that I don't have to only use it for Valentine's Day. I made the color and the decor work for my current decor. This navy is an accent color that I have in my kitchen, and this allows me to bring love in all year long. What do you guys think? All right, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed these crafty classics for Valentine's Day. I've got some exciting news. I've got a fun DIY project video coming up that's going to probably be the next video. I'm working on editing it now. And also, for those of you that have been following me on the real estate front, I'm under contract on another home for somebody. So I'm super excited about that. It has been crazy town around here, and I'm also gearing up to go out of town at the end of February. So yeah, it's been a busy month. I hope that you enjoyed these crafty classics. Let me know in the comments below which videos were your favorite. There's all kinds of links, by the way, down below in the description box, and there's some YouTube shopping links in here so you can get some goodies for your Valentine. And I will bring you more and more content very soon. Forgive the look here. It has been a crazy week, but it's been a good one. All right, guys, take care. I'll chat with you later. Bye.